Charlie Kirk spent his life traveling the country, speaking to young people, challenging them to think for themselves. He shared his words, his beliefs, and his opinions without apology. First and foremost, he was a man of faith, a Christian who lived with conviction. He was also a devoted husband to his wife Erica and a proud father to two beautiful children, a 3-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son. Those little ones will grow up without memories of their own of their father, only stories told to them by others. Can you imagine the weight of that? On that tragic day, all three of them were there. When his little girl heard the shot, she was frightened, and in her innocence, she ran toward her daddy for protection. Can you imagine that heartbreak? And yet, while his family was suffering the greatest loss, there were hundreds online who thought it was entertaining to mock and celebrate his death. A man whose crime was nothing more than speaking words, sharing ideas, and standing for what he believed. It's a tragedy that in today's world, there are no real consequences for mocking the death of someone like Charlie Kirk. Some people think it's acceptable to spread hate and celebrate a man's passing, a man whose only offense was speaking his beliefs. If this kind of rhetoric came from an employee in the workplace, we all know what would happen. They'd be fired for hate and harassment. If you hate this country so deeply, there are other places in this world where you might feel more at home. But here in America, we still believe in faith, family, and freedom. And when people who spew bitterness finally choose to leave behind the very country they claim to despise, then yes, maybe the world would, in fact, be a little bit better. Charlie Kirk's words will not be silenced, and his legacy will not be mocked away. His family, his faith, and the countless lives he touched will carry forward his voice even louder than before.
How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.